Hello everyone, welcome to my shop. This is going to be a quick video on installing a rival 4x4 aluminum radiator skid plate on my 2024 6th gen Ford Ranger. My Ford Ranger is not an FX4 package, obviously it's not a Raptor, so I did not get a skid plate from the factory. I've already got the rest of the rival package on this vehicle, which is part of the reason I was waiting for them to come out with this one. Also, the rival one's actually cheaper than buy the steel one from Ford, so I'm going to get this thing further in the air, move the camera around, we'll get started. Should be pretty simple. Included with the kit along with the skid plate are a couple pieces of hardware. You get 4 bolts and 4 washers. You also get an instruction packet. For the install, you'll need a 15 and a 17 millimeter socket, a couple of extensions and a ratchet, and ideally a torque wrench capable of 47 newton meters or 35 foot-pounds. I recommend having some blue Loctite available as well. As I mentioned at the start of the video, I already do have the rest of the rival skid plates under my truck. But regardless of whether you have the rival skid plates or no skid plates, or even if you have the FX4 and you're going to change over to the rival aluminum plate up here, the process is going to be the same. I'm going to remove the plastic shield here. I've got 2 bolts at the front and 2 bolts at the rear. These are 15 millimeter from factory. In my case, the back 2 are 17 because those were supplied by rival with the last plates. But I'm going to go ahead and remove this and then we'll start talking about the next step. With the factory splash guard removed, first step's going to be we're actually going to install 2 bolts back at this end. The plate is slotted so you can slide them on or slide the plate onto the bolts afterwards. If you had the plastic factory shield here on a non-FX4, obviously it would be the same process, but I've got the rival one here. I do recommend putting a little bit of blue Loctite on these bolts before you install them. It'll just help make sure they don't vibrate loose. Go ahead. And you just really want to just get it started because, as I said, you're going to slide the skid plate onto this. So go ahead, do both, a little bit of blue Loctite on both bolts, have the washer already on it. The next step is going to be to go ahead and slide the skid plate into place. So we got the 2 bolts loosely there. If you still have the plastic valance on the front of your bumper, you just need to make sure you actually slide the skid plate up behind it first, slide the skid plate over, and then you can kind of rest it on the bolts there. With the skid plate now supported by the back 2 bolts, which are still loose, I'm going to go ahead and install the last 2 bolts at the front. Again, a little dab of blue Loctite on them, plus the washer. With all 4 bolts in place, I'm going to go ahead and snug everything up, make sure everything looks like it's clearing and sitting properly, and then I'll come back and torque everything to the final torque. With all the bolts snugged up, the last step is torque all the bolts. The torque spec is 47 newton meters, which is basically 35 foot-pounds. So I'm just going to go through, tighten everything up, and we'll wrap up. And that's it for the install. Overall, very easy, just 4 bolts. Just a slight note, I did have to shift a few of my other rival plates around just to get everything to line up properly. But again, very, very easy. Now I've got radiator and intercooler protection on this truck, which is nice. As I said, I now have the full rival skid plate, so this thing is pretty much ready for whatever I want to do with it. If there are any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing some more videos on this truck here in the near future.